day only 10 days away from our Independence Day. So I would like to request you to join me in saying Bharat Mata Ki Jai.
So anyway, since we are 10 days away
From
Independence Day of India, I would like you to join me in...
Omji, don't go that speaker. You are moving to this speaker to other people.
Okay,
Yeah, stay.
right here. So I would request you to join me in the glory of Bharat Mata for our Independence Day. Please join me in this slogan, Bharat Mata Ki. I think I'm louder than you, and I'm the only person. Bharat Mata Ki. Excellent. So without any further ado, I will give it back to Swamiji for his valuable lesson so that we can make the best use of the time that we have. And he's also going to tell you the topic today, and he's also going to tell you the big event we're going to celebrate right here on August 19th. Adharaniya Swami Ishatmananda.
Thank you. So we are thinking about the freedom that this year, the Parliament of Religion, the theme is freedom. And we are discussing about the freedom. The Swami Vivekananda, he wonderfully mentioned freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom is the first condition of growth. Then again, he said, freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom is the song of the soul. So that is the song of the soul where we get true liberation. So we are studying the dialogue that we are observing and analyzing and try to understand the dialogue between the son and the mother. The son is the Kapila, is the founder of the Samkhya philosophy, and the mother is Devahuti. We all know that. And today, very interestingly, the son will take us slowly to a more subtle and more effective the teachings. Last month, we discussed elaborately the 24 principles on which basically the Hindu philosophies are based, mostly. The 24 principles. What is that 24? All that I gave you the list, how from the Supreme all this has come down up to the earth, the creation. So before we start, let us remember our Lord Vishnu by chanting this mantra. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate namastashmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. Smarana matrena, when we are just remembering, then we get that liberation. Now friends, liberation from what? Now we can understand the freedom in the political and many other, this like the economical freedom, social freedom. There are so many ways the freedom movement in the human society. There is a very peculiar the characteristics that we find in the human society, that some people, they like to dominate on others. And naturally, those who are being dominated, they try to go beyond that. When they get the opportunity, they again try to dominate others. Why? This is because the ego, we like to control others. And whenever there is an opportunity, we show that sometimes the husband will be dominating on the wife and the children because I am the earning member, whatever I say you must obey, and like that. And then the local leader will be dominating on some people, then the king will be dominating on the whole country, then like this it goes on. But who actually is the ruler? We do not know. As because the reflection is coming within us, we are thinking I. And this is the wrong notion, and that is called ajnana. In Sanskrit, they say ajnana. And what the Guru does, it removes that ignorance. Ajnana timirandasya. That timira is darkest, the condition that removes. Ajnana timirandasya. Anda means the darkness that they remove. How? Jnananjana shalakaya. They'll be bringing the torch of light so we can understand. So here we also find the scripture that we are going on studying. Here almost, I think I am here in 10 years. I think 9 years I am giving the discourses here, one after another, so many. We began with India Eternal, and so many scriptures we have just browsed through, not studied in that way. And to give an idea what actually India means, it is not that geographical boundary of that is India. India truly means the conception, the ideology, the philosophy that grew up over there on that particular place. And that is liberation. You will wonder, they don't talk about the Swarga, they don't talk about the heaven. Heaven is nothing for India. They were having so much of wealth, so what they're going to enjoy in the heaven? They were already very happy. Heaven means the conception of place where we'll be happy. They were happy. So it is the conception came as in the Hinduism particularly, liberation, mukti. And that same thing was repeated in Jainism and Buddhism also. They don't talk about Swarga or the heaven as such. It is the stopover. You can go, but it is the mukti. How you will get the mukti? Where is the problem? The Kapila is going on telling like that. The last month we came to know about the creation. And in the creation, as because we are studying the Kapila, and he is the founder of this Samkhya philosophy, it is a Purusha and Prakriti. I'll just remind you, the Vedanta is there. In the Vedanta, it is Brahman and Maya. That the terminologies are different. But almost the conception is same, almost. There are little differences are there. So, but that explanation, the way they explain, so that is only difference and nothing is there. Dvaitism, that is completely different. They say God is separate, I am separate. So I have to pray to God, I have to cry, I have to offer these and services and all this, so that God's mercy will come on us. But here they say, no, it is nothing like that. You are that God. So that is the difference. Swami Vivekananda came here, and when he saw that the Christian, everywhere, the main theme was, you are the sinner, sinner, sinner. And he rebelled. Standing on this country, he said, it is a sin to man call a man sinner. It is a sin to call a man sinner. We don't do any sin. We commit mistakes, that's all. And that can be rectified. It says that Purusha and Prakriti, both are responsible for the creation. The problem comes with the creation. What we are, created being, and the best created being. Why? Because we can think. The trees cannot think in that way. They can, but they're not in the way the human being. animals and birds and reptiles. No, compare with the human being. Among the human beings also, there are categories. Some people are there who can really think very clearly. So they are Mahapurusha, we call them, the great personalities. So these are the categories. Why? As a physically we are all same. What is the difference? Manifestation of knowledge. Some people are very intelligent to understand the science. So they become scientists, they become doctors, they become researchers. And some can express those things beautifully in languages. They become writers. Those things again, they manifest through music, the singers, or painting. See, same knowledge, same power manifesting through different way. This is the differences only. But main source is the consciousness. That we should not forget. If the consciousness is not there, then a scientist and a sweeper, no difference at all. A king and a beggar, no difference at all. Dead bodies are dead bodies. And the 2 years before the pandemic time, that showed us that. Everyone who died at that time, so unfortunate. They were packed in the plastic and then they were thrown. No one inquired who is he, whether he was a rich man and a very socially accepted person and all, nothing. No one looked at them, not even their closest people. They were not allowed to go. Then what is this body? Nothing. The body that we give so much of importance, the body and mind complex, is wrong. That is the teaching of Kapila. And all the scriptures of India will teach you this thing, again and again. All the Upanishads speak about this. Bhagavad Gita speak about. Bhagavatam speak that. Kapilopadesha is part of the Bhagavata. The Bhagavata, we think that it is a devotional book. It is not. It is all jnana. Devotion, of course it is there. But devotion means the love to know the truth. Love to understand God means love to know the truth. So Kapila is mentioning this and he says, addressing his mother, Anta Purusha Rupena Kala Rupena Yobbahi. Anta, inside, Purusha Rupena. What is that Purusha? In Sanskrit, Purusha means not the gender. Purusha means that which is residing inside. Pura abhastita ya sa. Pura means inside, in the heart, they say. Now if you ask, is this physical heart? No. That other day the gentleman was asking, where the consciousness live in this body? Everywhere. The Pura means is residing, but they say it is in the buddhi. Sometimes the leg is amputated, hands are amputated, but that man can think. We are having a great scientist who couldn't walk. He was all the time on the wheelchair, but his thoughts. So how you can say that it is there in the leg or in the hand here? No, it is in the consciousness, and consciousness is on the buddhi. Buddhi means we have a mind and we have a mind. In English they say total, but in Sanskrit they give the separate as because of the different type of actions it does. So when that mind is thinking, what shall I do? Shall I do this or not? That is called mana. Sankalpa, vikalpa, atmika, mana. So excellent way they explain. What is sankalpa? Shall I do it? Vikalpa, no, I won't. It goes on. So we can't take decision. Then another part of the mind comes forward and say, hey, enough. This is the thing I'm going to do. That is buddhi. It is not outside someone. It is within. This I am going to do. Whatever happens, happen. This is called buddhi. The sankalpa, vikalpa, atmika, manaha. Nishchayatmika buddhi, decisive faculty of the mind is called buddhi. And that is more powerful. The one who can take the decision is most powerful. That is the king, that is the ruler. I can think and I can suggest, but I don't have the capacity to take the decision. So what is my position? Advisor. I am not an administrator. Administrator, he takes the decision on the basis of different advisors. So he takes the decision, that means we take the decision, we are the administrator, but who is taking the decision? My eyes, my ear, my nose, my tongue? No, my buddhi. So this is the speciality of the Hinduism. They always analyze. Hinduism has no founder, This Ramachandra is not the founder of Hinduism. The Durga Ma is not the founder of Hinduism. Hinduism is the product of a research. And that research is to find out the one from which everything came. And that is called Brahman. Here, Kapila termed that as Purusha. The Purusha means who resides inside, that means the consciousness. Kala rupena ya bahi. Externally, outside, how the same thing is residing? As a kala. Kala means time. As a time, it is there. So everything time, see? My grandfather came, it was his time, he lived, and then the father came, then I am here, next generation will come, time going on. So what is this time? What is this kala? The kala is a very, very important thing. So all the time the seniors will say, if you are not utilizing the time, you are going to lose everything. It never waits for anyone. And they'll be telling, almost in all the society, they'll be teaching the junior ones, look at the clock, it goes on telling. The tick, 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 it will go on, the time is passing and you are losing your time. And once it goes, it is not coming back. The kala rupena. Who is that? There is also the same consciousness. The kala rupena, I am just telling in a simple form. The kala rupena yobahi samanneti esha sattvanam bhagavan atma mayaya. And this sattvanam antapurusha rupena sattanam is the indwelling spirit. And that same being is known as the kala when remain externally. And this the Supreme Being, Bhagavan, through his power, Atma Mayaya, is pervading everything. Now that is this ultimate knowledge. So what we see inside, the same consciousness. What we see outside, the same consciousness. The Kala Rupena. Now the Prakriti began the creation and it first produced Mahat. This is only terminology, if you can remember. The Mahat Tattva. And that also became all-pervading entity. It is also known as Hiranyagarbha. Garbha means the womb. Hiranya means the gold. The gold is precious. Gold is costly. So they gave the name as if the creation that the God is doing, it is also like a womb, but it is made of gold. So Hiranyagarbha, only the name, is not truly made of gold. It is as costly as gold, like that mentioning. So what is that? It begins the creation, beginning the creation, Hiranyagarbha. The whole creation remains within that shell and in the formative time, in the formative condition. In the cosmic aspect, Mahat Tattva, same thing in the individual aspect is Chitta. Our mind and the Mahat Tattva are the same. It is in a small form and it is a bigger form. That's all. So this is the way we have to understand. That's why Swami Vivekananda, when he was traveling in Himalaya, the one day he and one of his Guru Bhai, they reached to the Almora. This is called Pasighat, Almora. And there, they became tired. Swamiji told, I cannot climb that hill. There, on the top of the hill, there is a village. And unless you go over there, you won't get the food. So he told, I am too much tired. You better go and collect some food from there. I will be resting under this tree. So he took a bath, and there was a beautiful river. Still the river is there. I visited that place. Almost all the monks, they go because that is a great place for us. And then after bathing, he came and sat under a tree, and he started meditating. And when, after the finish, that brother, the monk, he came with some food, and when he was calling him, he came out of the meditation, and he was so happy, Swami Vivekananda. He said, you know, I have discovered today whatever is there in this universe is there within me. Microcosm, macrocosm, I have solved that problem today. And that is called realization. When I see the consciousness within me, and the same consciousness pervading all over, what happens? Only joy and joy and joy. And I am not afraid of anything. Abhayam. That's why they always say, it is abhaya, the fearlessness. It is not to face the atrocity of others. That is not the fearless. Fearless means I know that I am eternal. Because I am the consciousness. Now, if you break a bulb, what happens? You are just breaking a body. But the electricity will be remaining over here. Suppose you are changing the whole set. Nothing happened. And sometimes they will be killing so many people. In the Second World War, so many people were killed. What happened? Again, these different people came. Now it is so much populated all over. And that way, the consciousness remains and it goes into another body. The electricity remains and it will be again calm and light another bulb. That's all. So what is the difference between this body-mind complex and the consciousness? Like this. As because in those days they were not having electricity, they didn't give the example. They gave another type of example. What is that? Suppose the sun is reflecting on the water. And the water is moving. Sun is also moving. Is that really sun is moving? Yes and no. Yes means apparently it is moving, but it is not the real sun. Real sun is far, far away. It has nothing to do with the water. That little water body, that pond, cannot reach to the sun. The moment the sun comes close, immediately it will be dried up. The sun is reflecting on that water, and similarly, the God is reflecting within me, you, and everything. Now, there are two different things. What is happening? We are telling lies, we are doing some these things, some selfishness is going on. That is as if the waves of the water. And I am thinking, oh, I am involved in this. One lady going on writing to me that I have committed some sin I cannot express to anyone, but I am going to die. I am sure I will go to hell. I told her, if you think in this way, then naturally you will suffer. But think in other way. I made a mistake, and I have realized that I made that mistake. And now I am determined that I am not going to repeat that mistake. That's all. Nothing. You need not to go to tell someone, oh, there is a person sitting inside a small room. I go and tell, Father, I did this. Nothing you do. Go and, if you believe in God, go and talk to God when there is no one. I did that mistake, I am sorry. That's all. Because I can rectify myself. And what is the mistake that we do? Selfish work sometimes we do. That's all. And if that is creating problem for others, that is not good work. Always remember in this way, if I am purchasing a house, it is not that, oh, I made a mistake, what should... No, I earn money and I am purchasing my house. What's wrong in it? Sometimes the sannyasi and the householder, some sannyasis, they will say, oh, you are a sinner. Why? If you are sinner, then my father and mother is also sinner. What is it? Wrong thing. It all goes on according to the karma. I got that opportunity, so I became a monk. But my father and mother is also the great soul. They have done their duty, they have followed their dharma. This is nothing wrong. That's why Swami Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna again and again it says, nothing wrong in it. But only thing, you should not cheat others. Sometimes there will be, the money means when you are getting a lot of money, obviously there is something wrong. Because you cannot get that money suddenly. If you get a lottery, that's a different thing. Or suppose you get something suddenly somewhere, some wealth, a different thing. Otherwise, one must be very careful about that. Lord Buddha also giving same thing. And what you do consciously as a doctor, as a professor, as a professional, you are giving your knowledge and earning some money. And with that money you are enjoying, that is up to you. You love to eat pizza, you eat pizza, what is there? Why should you feel that, oh no, I should not? No, it's nothing like that. So this clear conception gives you a confidence. The moment you get the confidence, it is not ego, it is the confidence. The moment you get the confidence, you know, oh, I can do this, that means I can also control my other things. Why should I have to control? Because these things cannot give me permanent happiness. Temporary happiness it can give, but permanent happiness, no. We construct, we purchase buildings, huge buildings, and afterwards, I'm planning. My son will be in this room, the daughter will be in this room, grandchildren will be in this room, this will be this. And then the son is somewhere, daughter is somewhere, no grandchildren coming. Then afterwards, what we will do? Who is going to clean this building? Then it give in the market to sell. Again, we go to a small little apartment where we can be. Somebody will be looking after us. And this is the circle that we see all the time in the life. Nothing wrong in it. But if you associate into that and think, oh my God, what will happen? If my son is not coming, then I am going to commit suicide. That is wrong. Every life will go in their own way. I have done my duty, and now it is time that I should withdraw my all senses, and I will go to that place from where I came. My actual house is there somewhere. There I have to go back. So in that beautiful song, the first song, Swami Vivekananda sang before Sri Ramakrishna, Mana chala nija niketane, samsara videshe, videshir veshe, brahmo kano akarane. Why unnecessarily you are traveling in this world? This is a temporary place. You have come to visit this place. This is not your home. Why have you forgotten that? Let us go back to our own abode. And what is that own abode? Atman. Because the Atman is reflected on this body. Now, let us imagine. The sun is reflecting on the water, the small water body, and there the sun is reflecting. A few fishes are there. They are playing with the sun. Sun is also very happy. Suppose that reflected sun is having the life. And it is also talking with those fishes and very happy, and all this is going on. And suddenly, the owner of that particular plot decided to close that water body, and he wants to construct something else over there. What will happen? The fishes will go, the water will go, and of course sun also. If the sun goes on crying, how it will happen? The people will think, oh, you were not there at all any day. Why unnecessarily you are crying? Our condition is just like that. We are not at all in this world, but I am thinking I am in this body. And then I am thinking that I am so and so, this and that. One after another epithet we add on that. I am the son of so and so, this is our family, and I am a doctor, I am the president of this place, I am this and that. What are all those? On what you are going on telling? This body is one day just like the reflected sun, it will go. Then where all this? And sometimes some people, I have seen the letterheads, the pad, at the right hand side, the long line of that the retired professor, retired this, retired all it. Then with big list of that. It's good to remember where are the places I worked. But if I am attached to that and feel that I am this, the ego as they call, you are bound. And what will happen? You will suffer. You'll suffer a lot. That is the only teaching of all religion. It says the first is the Mahat. Mahat was the first production of Prakriti. Prakriti itself cannot work. The Purusha comes close to Prakriti as if, that's the idea of the Kapila. Purusha is not coming in contact with the Prakriti, only the presence of the Purusha. That immediately changes Prakriti. What are the changes? Sattva, Raja, Tama. These are the three qualities there in the Prakriti. When the Purusha is not nearby, they're all in tranquil, no creation. But the moment the Purusha comes close, immediately they start changing, and good, bad, mixture of good and bad, Raja, that goes on creation. This is the whole thing of the Shankha. Now, if the Purusha is not nearby, no creation. That means Purusha is also involved in creation, but indirectly, not directly. Now, Prakriti, what he will do, she will do, sometimes they say either she, because the creation is a Mahat. And what the Mahat is doing? Thinking. What our Chitta is doing? Our inside, in the individual mind, what we do? First we think. Oh, I have to go to America, so I must prepare. So there are some examinations, I must prepare for that exam, isn't it? In the young age, we always do like that. Then we sit for that exam and then come over here excited, we are going to America to study this university, that university. Slowly, it all thing goes on. But where it began? In the thought. So the creation is nothing but the thought. Everything is nothing but thought. The Mahat also thinks, we also think. And from the Chitta, the Mahat, it manifests Ahamkara, I sense. If it is not I sense, then why should I work? So obviously, this is the first step from where we are getting separated from the original source. The Christian, they will say, this is the original sin. What is the original sin? Separated from the God. What happened there? In the story they say, the God left the Adam and Eve over there in that garden, and he went for some work, came back, and he found these two are hiding. They don't like to come before God. They are hiding. Why? Body consciousness has come. I don't know whether they explain in this way or not, but a Vedantin will explain in this way. In the beginning, the Adam and Eve, who was the creation of the God himself, from the God's mind, he created Adam and Eve, and he left them over there. And when he came back, he found they're hiding. Why you were hiding? They don't like to come because the body consciousness has come. What is this body consciousness? Ego. I, a little child, will never bother whether he is wearing the clothes or not. He will be walking everywhere. And he will be the first person to go and answer the doorbell. Hey, don't go, you are not wearing anything. Go and put on something and then only it should come. But it does not matter for him. Why? No body consciousness. And when there is no body consciousness, there is no I, ego. And that's why they say in our society, children are the images of God. Why? Because no body consciousness. The moment the body consciousness comes, we are separated. Whether it's 5 years or 6 years, whatever. The moment the body consciousness, and this is called, the Mahat is individual, there is Chitta, and from Mahat manifests the Ahamkara, I sense. From the Ahamkara comes the mind. And from Ahamkara again comes Buddhi. The one is Swatika, conception of Ahamkara, is mind, and Rajasika, it is the Buddhi. The third book, 26th chapter of the Bhagavata, where we find the conversation between the son and the mother, it describes in details about the creation. I am not going into that, because in the great details, how the hands came, the legs of the feet came, body came, and all these details, creation, it is there in the Bhagavata. In third verse, the Purusha is described. In the Bhagavata, we find in the third verse, who is Purusha? That is described. 17 described as the Bhagavan Kala, it is the time, is the internal and external. In the 19th verse, the Prakriti produces Mahat Tattva, the fast evolute. And when all the 24 categories are produced, then the Supreme Being enter into them. This is most important. Now they created everything. Then after that, they are all inert. Nothing is there. It's just inert. An inert thing, what you are going to do with that? Like the chair sitting over here. It is not moving anywhere. Now slowly, the human being, they are developing the one type of the consciousness, the artificial consciousness. Then what will happen? Then they will be thinking, they look at it and immediately you will gaze what you like to say, and it will immediately prompt you. You wanted to do this, you like to say this, you will correct it. And it is so good, and sometimes it is really good. If you are typing wrong sentence, immediately it corrected. No, it is not. It's better you use this. Pronunciation you need not to learn. That will rectify you. So like that, all these things are coming. But what is that? Intelligence. But if you go to ChatGPT and ask, do you like to get God realization? You ask them. They say, no, I cannot, because I am not conscious. Ask the ChatGPT, type there, hey ChatGPT, do you like to have God realization? The answer will come. I cannot, because I am not conscious. It is conscious to some extent, because at the moment you are asking the question, he is giving the perfect reply. But what is the reply? It is not conscious. You ask a man on the street, do you like to have God realization? What is that? Am I going to get some money of that? I am going to get the power in that? Then it's okay. Otherwise, forget about it. Don't waste my time. Just like ChatGPT. They're conscious, but not conscious about the true thing. Friends, a very few handful of us, we regularly come over here, we regularly try to listen, try to understand. We are busy in many other things. But still we try a little. You are millions and millions times better than many. Sahasrena Manushya, in the Bhagavad Gita, as the Krishna said, Manushyena Sahasreshu Kaschid Jatati Siddhaya. Among the millions and millions of people, a few only, handful, they try to realize me. It is so difficult. Why? Because God, the Creator, doesn't want it. So He gives all the temptations. Some people, they will try and they will get the power within. They will see the consciousness. They can read the minds of people and then gone. Then all people will be in the line in front of his house, and he will go on telling, this is going to happen to you, that is going to happen to you, and people will be touching his feet, giving him gift, and he will be flying in the first class in the plane. But again, next life, beginning from that. This is so difficult. Why? God never wants it. And this I am not just imagining. The description is there in the Kathopanishad. When that young boy Nachiketa went to the Yama, and he was asking, sir, give me the knowledge of the Brahman, immediately Yama started telling, what you are going to do with that? I will give you all these things, you see. If the people don't get it, only the gods, a handful of gods only get it. I will give you everything. And I will give you a long life, enjoy it, all this. So that is called temptation. In the Christian tradition, they will call it temptation. In the Buddhist tradition, they will call Mara. And Hindu tradition will call Maya. And that is Maya. A Vedantin, constantly reading books and practicing what? This world is not real. The same Vedantin, when he becomes popular, he forgets that. See, this is the problem. The world is Maya, world is not there, but now the thousands of people clapping, sir, you are a great soul, and he forgets. Then he will go after those people. Why? Because God never wants us to realize. This is the game goes on. Who we are, gods. God has created us. Who gave us the thought? God. Again, I am using the word God because we can understand that. We can say Purusha, we can say Brahman. But this God has given this. Now, God never wants us to complete the game. So you go on suffering and then some temptation again. So it is very happy. A person who is writing the script for a movie, he can change. Someone is suffering, he can change that suffering. If he changes that, we won't go to see the movie. We want to see some people are suffering. Then we want to see that some people are coming to rescue them. If all these things are not there, who is going to see the movie? So the more you give the action, the more popular it becomes. And what is that action? This knowledge and ignorance, they conflict. The Purusha and Prakriti conflict. And the more it is, the more they enjoy. If you like to enjoy, go ahead. I will say, I am not going to do that. Enough is enough. What we should do, it says in this way, Purusha is supreme and Prakriti is executive force. Prakriti is distinct but not different from the Purusha. Why Sri Kapila described the evolution with such details? To make it clear that the created objects, though apparently attractive, have no value till consciousness, Supreme Being, entered into it. Now, if you go to purchase dolls for the children, if it is just a doll, it will be hardly $10. But if it is having some battery and then it will make some sound, the light will come and all that, it will be $25. Why? Life is there. So if it is life is not there, consciousness is not there, it is no cost. It is no value. How you understand? If you go to this road, I think, a little farther, you'll find a huge, big area. There's all crosses are there, some people are lying under, nothing there. One day they were here, nearby. They used to play over here, they used to work over here, they used to fight over here, everything, all life. And now today, nothing is there. But even after looking at that, we don't learn. And when we go to the cremation ground, we go and then after coming out of the cremation ground, is, let us go to some restaurant. We were here for 3 hours, so let us go. We're tired. So why? Because that always it happens. After cremation, all those things are over. Now go, have sanitized your hand and eat. So that's we forget immediately. Temporariness. Why we forget? Maya. There is a peculiar thing. We don't understand where from it comes, but it is always there, like our shadow, won't leave us. So what is the way out? Then he says, Tamasmin pratyagatmanam dhiya yoga pravittaya bhakta virakta jnanena viviccha atmani chintayet. Now Kapila is mentioning here in the Bhagavata 3:26 and 72 verse, that is the last verse of the second chapter of the Kapilopadesha. Kapilopadesha, it is a separate book, Kapilopadesha. It is a part of Bhagavata. Bhagavata is a huge book, so part of it. This Kapilopadesha, last second chapter, 72 verse, he says, try to meditate it. This is the only way. Meditation is the only way. Then how you will meditate? Understanding two things. There is a consciousness and there is unconscious thing. What is the unconscious thing? My body and mind. Inside that there is consciousness, but I cannot see it. I cannot touch it. But only I can assume that it is there. As I cannot see the air, but I can feel the air when it is flowing. Similarly, consciousness is there. So what I should do? I should have faith in the words of the Guru. The Guru said that you are conscious. You have that consciousness within. Try to meditate in that way. Satya anrite mrithuni kritve this jagat. Satya means truth, that is eternal, unchanging. And mithya, anrita means mithya. Mithya means it is not eternal. It is there. It is not that it is not there. It is there. But not eternally. So that has been mixed, and this is the Jagat. So what is Mithya? Prakriti. What is Satya? Purusha. Following the terminology of our Kapila. So Purusha and Prakriti, that mixed and this creation. Now what shall we do? Shall we go to Prakriti? Temporarily we can enjoy, but permanently we will suffer. Again and again you have to take birth. According to your desire, you have to take birth. There is no other way. In the Chandi, Saptasati, you will find two persons. One is a king, another is a businessman. They are coming to a rishi, and the rishi is advising them, you better pray to the divine power, that is Durga. And they prayed. The mother appeared before them and said, what do you want? The two persons, they prayed in two different ways. The king told, those people, those who fought with me, and actually I was winning, but somehow they gave some money to the people, particularly the chief advisor, and by that way, through betraying, they defeated me. I lost my prestige, my power. I want to conquer them. I want to become a big king. See, after doing all this, by his side was sitting the businessman, and when the mother turned to him and asked, what do you want, my son? He said, Mother, enough is enough. I earned a fortune, but I saw my own people are betraying me because of that. They used to love me, but just because I got so much of money, then they wanted to grab more portion from that, and they started, and I was the victim. They drove me out of my house. I suffered a lot. If I was not having that money, I was happy. So I don't want that money. Give me liberation. So these are the Satya, Anrita. The Satya means liberation. Anrita means this world. If you look at the image of goddess Kali, the many Hindus are also afraid of Kali because wrongly they depict. In the movie and all that, Kali is... Kali is not that. Kali is the best conception of knowledge. We don't know. All the hairs that is hanging on the human skull, the mother didn't cut anyone, kill anyone. Is the symbol of knowledge. Head is the symbol of knowledge. The all knowledges that is in the Prakriti. Mother is the Prakriti. And then if you look at the right hand side, 2 hands, she is having 4 hands. 2 right hand side, 1 hand is showing like this, Abhaya and Bara. Left will be, down hand will be like this, Bara. The Abhaya and Bara. If you want anything, come to me. I am the mother. You need not to be afraid of. I want wealth, I want success, I want health, I want these. Right hand side. The mother will bestow all those. You need not to be afraid of. But exactly the left hand side you see, completely different. She is holding a sword on the upper hand and a severed head hanging from the lower hand. Why? She didn't cut anyone. It's a symbol again. The sword is the symbol of knowledge we are studying now. And this symbol that we are studying this world that we see with so many varieties, but it is temporary. It's not going to be permanent. You have to cut that with the sword of knowledge. She didn't kill anyone. Below, there is a jackal sitting over there asking for that blood and all that. Mother told, no, this knowledge is not for you. It is only for the human being. That if you go to the right hand side, same mother will give you everything of this world. And if you go to the left side, the mother will give you liberation. Choice is yours. So that is Mother Kali. We don't understand. Unnecessarily we are afraid of Goddess Kali. And some stories goes on and nothing like that. It's the symbol of knowledge. We have forgotten that. That is very unfortunate. So he is telling over here, what is this universe? It is the mixture of the truth and untruth. If you have understood this, that is the creation is the mixture of mithuni kritva, truth, the satya, untruth, the anrita, then separate the truth, the all-pervading spirit, from the untruth, from the body and mind. What is meditation? Meditation, first, you have to forget your body. Second, you have to forget your mind. And the third stage, you have to be in the consciousness. That is meditation. Only simply sitting, the people will be asking, shall I sit in this posture, that posture? Any posture you can sit. Comfortable way. But first thing, you have to forget your body, as we forget at the time of sleep. At a time of sleep, we forget the body. If we remember our body, can we sleep? Whole night you are remembering your body. Left hand is spinning, right hand is doing this. Can you sleep? No. So we forget our body. In the sleep, we forget our mind also. Look at it. It is not that we cannot. We do. Every day we do. Unknowingly we do. But the moment you ask someone to meditate, they are afraid of doing that. Why? They think, oh my God, this is something very special. Nothing special. Every day we do. The sleep is nothing but meditation, but in a wrong way. And that is why when we come back, in the deep sleep, there is no dream. That means mind is absent. Mind is not there. But the consciousness is there. In the meditation, knowingly, you have to forget your body, you have to forget your mind, and you have to go to the consciousness. And how you will know that you have reached to the consciousness? Joy, happiness, and tremendous happiness. You will never like to open your eyes. If you can meditate, it is so much of joy. When you go to deep sleep, what happens? When you come back, oh, I enjoyed today's sleep. There was no dream at all. It's the experience of joy. Never anyone comes and says, oh, I had a wonderful sleep and I suffered. No. No. So that is the situation every day we are experiencing. So that means it is true. It is not imagination. This body and mind, temporary. Inside the body and mind, there is something which is consciousness. We can imagine it is there, but we cannot see it. We cannot touch it. We cannot smell it. We cannot taste it, but we know it is there. Proof, the sleep. You are forgetting the body, forgetting the mind, and having the experience of joy. So what is Brahman? Anandeva kalu imani bhutani jayante. It is Ananda only. It is joy. And this joy, this happiness, it never comes from outside thing. It is from within. So that we have to. So he is teaching, we will conclude over here, but devotion and renunciation, we should practice it. Devotion means a complete faith in the existence of God and tremendous love, tremendous desire to realize that. Now, after listening this talk, if you think, yes, it is true, the body-mind complex is there, but it is constantly growing, changing. We say growing, but actually changing. I was a little baby, now I am a grown-up man, this body is changing, mind is also changing. That means this is not the truth. Truth never changes. It is eternal. Now comparing this, what is eternal, you will find nothing in this universe, not even the sun. The something that is eternal is consciousness, whom we call I. I was a little baby, I am grown-up person, I am going to grow. So I is there. That is the consciousness. Now you have to separate the body-mind, which is the jada, the consciousness. How you will do it? In the Upanishad it says, the grass, sometimes the people, children, they will take away grass and they will take out very methodically you have to do that and carefully, otherwise it will tear. Yeah, slowly you have to take out. Like the munjadiba, they say, munja means the stem of the grass. The grass is so little, small thing. But from there you have to take the stem, very tiny little thing. Like that you have to forget the body, forget the mind, forget all these places that I am, and then you have to take out the consciousness. And the Kapila, the son, says to his mother, Mother, that is the only way to get the happiness. From the next chapter, the third chapter, he will be teaching us how to meditate. We will learn that in our next class. So thank you. Is there any question about this? Yes, Dr.
Swamiji, this analysis of our day-to-day life you mentioned, and of course in the scripture you described. So it appears the conclusion for the individuals who become seeker or who are interested after knowing the ephemeral aspect of the life, that the constant reminder and keeping the mind on this particular principle is probably the only way, because the mind is so, other activities people have to perform the duties, obligations and activities, etc. But part of the mind should always be constantly dwelling on this one. I think that's one of the way to pierce this veil of Maya, etc.
That's true. That's true. Always the awareness. That's why Bhagavan Buddha said, pramatta bhava. Pramatta means forgetting the actual thing. That is pramatta. Then sometimes the people, after drinking a lot of alcohol, they will become pramatta. They forget actually who they are. The great boss, he will be going and then embracing the doorkeeper or doing this and that. They forget. That's called pramatya. It's not having control. So Buddha said, apramatya bhava. Apramatya means always alert that I am the consciousness. I cannot behave like this. I should not do like this. I am the consciousness. That is called sannyasa. Sannyasa means samyak nyasa. I always burn everything. Always alert. That is the consciousness. So thank you. Yes, Mr.
Yes. Thank you, Swamiji. As always, you give us very, very valuable lessons in life. Today, you explained it to us. We have happiness in India, but our Hinduism wants to get beyond happiness. That is liberation, moksha.
Moksha.
That is what Kapila advises his mother, how to get liberation through his Upadesha. And you also very beautifully explain the difference between God and you, God and me. And of course, consciousness, the difference between body, mind, and consciousness. And at different stages of your life, you have different kinds of karma. When you're a child, your karma is very different. When you're a young man, you have to go to college, your karma is very different. And when you're a professional, your karma is to serve the community. And as a monk, you have to educate. These are all different kinds of karmas. We all have different kinds of karmas, and that is what we need to continue to do, our karma. But in any kind of karma, you explained it to us, we should not be hurting anybody. We should always be helping throughout our life cycle. And you beautifully explained the difference between maya, temptation, and you also explained to us why there are conflicts. That is because of the knowledge and ignorance. Ignorance creates conflicts, and knowledge solves the conflicts. And where do we get the knowledge? That also you gave us the formula. And hopefully you will tell us in the next lesson. Knowledge comes through meditation. Swamiji, these are very, very valuable lessons you gave us today. And hopefully we will learn in our next lesson from you next month, first Saturday, how to do meditation. Thank you so much, Swamiji, and we are always, always grateful to you. The temple, Hindu Temple of Greater Chicago is grateful to you for coming over here. And on behalf of the President, Board of Trustees, and Executive Committee, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
And that concludes today's session. Thank you.
So we will say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Please repeat after me. Om Shanti. 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 Harihi Om. Friends, that I like to show you this, our e-zine, electronic magazine, but this also is available in hard copy. And every 3 months we publish one, and this issue is containing about the food, because we have a lot of confusion, particularly in the Hindu society, what should we eat and what we should not. So that is a quoting from the scriptures. There is an editorial and also the description of the page that is also there when we are offering food to God, consecrated food, what actually it means. And one American lady, she gave a beautiful lecture and in our Home of Harmony about the food tradition of different faiths. All these are here. If you like, some few copies are here, you can purchase it from here. This is one thing. Secondly, you know that 14th will be the Parliament of Religion. Now they have reduced the ticket value. If you want, you can go and visit, at least for a day if you go. There's something to see. 86 countries, they're coming, different people. Nearly 10,000 people we are expecting there. And there will be nearly, I've forgotten, more than 40, 50 faiths. Because if every religion are having different the schools, so they all will be there presenting. And we have a program, a standout program from the Vedanta Society on 18th. That's the last day from 1 to 2:30, 1.5 an hour. Swami Tyagananda, Kripamayananda and Sarvapriyananda, they all will come. They'll be speaking on that. And one of our Swamiji, the Assistant General Secretary from our headquarters, he is also coming. He too will speak over there. So if it is possible, please come.
That's
And
McCormick place, right?
Macaronic place, correct. So for one day, not much, so you can come and support us in that by your presence. And 15th we will go to Ganges for 4 hours. So if you can join over there, please come with your own food. So we will also share over there a little. That is called potluck. But we will discuss about the contribution of Vivekananda in Indian freedom movement. As because that is the 15th August, we will have that program in the Ganges itself. And 18th, 19th in the Home of Harmony in the morning, evening we will come over here to speak about the avatar, yada yada hi dharmasya. That will be a unique thing. The one Swami will speak about. I will give an introduction what is avatar, and one Swami will speak of the first avatar, Sri Ramachandra, then Sri Krishna, and then Sri Ramakrishna. These three they will speak. And on the 20th, the last day, we will have a program in our Glen Ashrama. So please you come and join. All are free, and donation of course a little bit, whatever. That's it. Thank you very much.